What is shaking, everybody? Happy Thursday evening. As you can tell, I have with me the head coach of the Golden State Warriors, Stephen Douglas Kerr. I'm outside. The fireside chats have returned. I don't know if we have a new deal, Steve. Maybe we should get one. we should probably find something. Steve, by the way, has a glass of wine. I have my Mexican hot chocolate milk stout.
Wow.
So yes, it was one of the last. Yeah, it's like kind of like a stout hot chocolate, but it's got the spices, kind of like a Mexican hot chocolate. And I will tell you, it's one of the last stouts, the last hot chocolate stouts to make it over the border before Trump closed them. So that's one of the last Mexican milk stouts to make it over the border before Mexico. So I just want to I had that joke worked out so well in my head, and I just completely flubbed it. I was gonna go. It was the last one. No more milk chocolate stouts. No more Mexican beers coming on. And then I just fucked it up. Sometimes it happens. What are you gonna do? So I told Steve we're gonna do this earlier, and I kind of got sidetracked because I got the grandkids, and they went out for a walk, and then we went and just kept walking to the ferry to pick up Elisa, Kai's mom. So me and Walker took the kids over there to wait for the ferry and then walk back home. And I was like, what time is it? 4:10. Oh, shit. So go back home. And Steve goes, let's do it later. I'm going to see my grandkids. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Grandkids are the best. They're the absolute best. I went and saw them for 20 minutes, cuddled with them, talked to them for a few minutes, and then, all right, we'll see you guys later.
See ya.
I didn't have to feed them. I didn't have to change any diapers. It's just you get all the good stuff.
Yep, the hit and run.
That's right.
You were done. So I wait till I would talk about like the team and how you guys have been doing, what you think of the team over the first 17 games, but I can't do it yet because I always give myself a 20-game minimum. I always say you have to give me 20 games to figure out what a team is. Not 19, not 18, not 14. So it's 17. So I can't do it right now. I'd be breaking my own rule as to where this team is and what it is. I will say the one thing that popped into my head last night, Steve, was hearkening back to your friend and mine, former Warrior assistant Luke Walton, put on the board in 2015. When we don't turn the ball over, we're pretty fucking good. That reminds me a little bit of this team.
Yeah, I think he actually you put it in a more delicate way than Luke did. I think Luke's exact phrase was, "When we don't do stupid shit, we're really good." Yeah, which is the same thing. It's the same.
Pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. But it's the truth, and you're exactly right. We're not at 20 games yet, so I think you're right to reserve judgment. Let's get 3 more home games to see, because I think we have had, and you know, I hate to even bring it up because it really does sound like an excuse, but you also have to acknowledge it. We've had a bunch of games in a very short period of time, 12 road games out of 17. We just went on a 10-day road trip. We literally did not practice one time. So I do think we're going to get the turnovers cleaned up, but we have to prove it over this coming homestand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, it's 82. That's why it's 82 games. It's a long haul. It's not 17. It's not 25. And everyone's going to get their fair share of back-to-backs. Everyone's going to have their long road trips. Just you got yours early. And I don't know how you feel about it. I felt with an older team, I would rather have them early than have them late leading into the playoffs. If I'm assuming you're going to make the playoffs, I don't want to get so presumptuous that I'm putting you guys in because I wouldn't do that. But for a team that has designs on being in the playoffs and doing something, I wouldn't want this schedule the last month of the season heading into the playoffs.
For sure. I totally agree with that. And I'm glad to get it behind us. And you know, frankly, when we looked at the schedule and we saw that all the road games, all the travel, I think we kind of hope that we could be, maybe a little bit better than this, but this is fine. 9-8 is fine where we are right now. I think the two games that really jump out are Milwaukee and Indiana. Like we did not handle those games well, and of the first 17, those are kind of the two that I lament a little bit. But we probably gained one of those back in San Antonio with those two close games that we pulled out, and everything else, it kind of feels like we're about where we are supposed to be. But like I said, now we have to take advantage of the return home, the number of home games, the number of practices. We'll actually get, I think, 3 practices in next week, which will be more than we've had the last couple of weeks combined. So I think we're in a decent spot, but we have to make the improvement that we know is out there for us.
Yeah. Give us, before we continue on, give us a little injury update on Melton, Curry, Butler, Draymond, and JK.
Yeah, well, Melton is coming along well. He's still, probably at least a few weeks away. He hasn't scrimmaged yet with our team. He spent some time in the G League a week and a half ago, and then he came on the trip with us these last 10 days. So he did a lot of individual work, but he's still a ways away. But we're excited about getting him back. We just don't know the exact date, but he's coming along well. Steph, Jimmy, Draymond, all banged up, wiped out. That's hopefully having a couple of days to recover. We'll have them ready for tomorrow, but that'll be determined tomorrow during the day. And then JK's been day to day, since that San Antonio game that he went out. He's just been with the training staff, and it's literally day to day. So hopefully he'll be back.
Could Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond have played last night if it were a cup game?
We know each other pretty well. So I don't know. Our viewers and listeners may not have sensed the sarcasm in your voice. However, I did. So
you're right. I'm hoping most people that listen know me and probably got that. I'm hoping.
Fair.
Maybe not.
Fair.
Who knows? I go, there's 3 levels now. There's playoffs, cup, and regular season.
Something like that.
Oh, goodness gracious. Let me ask you about, because I wanted to ask you this. I didn't want to forget. And this is a competition committee thing, probably for the off season, but I'm surprised they didn't take care of it this off season. When were they able to start using their off arm as a battering ram and just knocking the shit out of defenders? Because I remember the word very distinctly when we played. It was, you can't dislodge the offensive player when you're the defense. You can't do it. Can't stick your knee underneath them after a couple years in the league. You can't push them. You can't put your arm into them. But you get offensive players all the time now that just completely dislodge defensive players. I mean, hell, I think Spencer, I forget what game it was, maybe San Antonio, he got knocked out of bounds, like, pretty much. I was like, good Lord, like, when did this become a thing, and does it need to stop being a thing?
I think it's the last decade that this has been happening, where we're giving the offensive player more leeway to push off and to try to bump the defender off. I think the one you're talking about was Indiana. Nemhard kind of went right through Pat, knocked him back, yes. Yeah, the offensive guys have gotten really smart, and they're trying to gain advantages based on the rules. And defensively, if you're not kind of standing still, you're almost always in what's termed an illegal guarding position. And so if you're kind of moving, you're sliding, and the offensive guy runs into you, it's usually a defensive foul. And so it's different. And I think the offensive players are so smart in the league today that they're trying to do everything they can to kind of manipulate the rules, and they're doing a good job of it.
No, I mean, I get it, and I would do it. Like, you'd be dumb not to do it, right?
No, you have to do it. You do. Every player should take advantage of whatever the rules are, and and I'm as you know, I'm a frequent critic of this kind of stuff, but I give the league a lot of credit. They listen, and they collaborate, and they're on this stuff. They're constantly seeking a balance between offense and defense and trying to make the game as competitive and clean as possible. So they really do a good job of collaborating with us and listening to our thoughts. But it is a hard thing to try to find that happy medium.
When you talk to the league, do you or Silver, do you say stop, collaborate, and listen?
Ice is back with a brand new edition.
Something like that. I don't know what it is, but it's not good. It's not good. I know.
Did I get that right? I'm not even sure.
No, I don't think so, but I don't know enough to correct where you were wrong. I think the addition part may have been wrong. Maybe it's edition with a brand new edition. Like new edition, like E edition. Yeah. I don't think it's a edition as in adding, but I'm not positive.
I know I'm close. I just
you are close.
I'm just happy for.
I think it's invention.
Ice is back with a brand new invention.
I think that's what it is. I think it's stop, collaborate, and listen. Ice is back with a brand new invention, and then I think we could be fucking this thing up all sideways. I mean, all three. Addition, edition, and invention all could be wrong. They could be wildly wrong.
Maybe it's ignition, Tom. Who knows?
Words ending in shun for 400, please. Thank you very much. Vanilla Ice used this in his song. Do you remember his real name?
No idea. Marshall? No. That's
Eminem.
Yeah, that's Eminem. Yeah,
that's Marshall Mathers. Yeah, wasn't it like Van Winkle?
I thought that was the guys who invented Facebook before Zuckerberg stole it from him. Oh no,
those are the Winkle bosses. Jesus Christ, we're awful. We're terrible.
We're all over the map right now.
I could have swore it was Van Winkle. I was about to say Rip Van Winkle, and I was like, "You dumbass! It's not Rip Van Winkle. He's a rapper, not a sleeper."
And then I was about to say, I think that's the linebacker who played for the Dolphins, and that was Van Ginkel. So,
Van Ginkel.
I don't know. It's hard when you get old, everything just blends together.
Or as I call him, Vanzalone. Because Van Ginkel and Anzalone are like one linebacker. They just play for two different teams. They play for the Lions and the Dolphins. They just keep playing. They keep switching.
Same guy?
Same guy. The white dude with the blonde hair. Just flies off the edge. Yeah, flowy hair, looking good, walking tall. Oh God! So let me ask you about another thing too, because we've talked about this, and this was like the Harden thing back in the day, where it's like you're gaming the game when you're just taking your arms, throwing them up underneath the arm and armpit, getting to the free throw line 13, 14 times a game. Again, this is for the league. Not blaming him at all. He was smart to do it. So this is something that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander takes advantage of, but he's not the only one, where you get the arm hook, and then you go up and hold on to the arm. Tougher one to see, because that one's closer to the body, and the ones that are closer to the body are tough to see. How does the league address this? Because obviously you'd like to get something like that out of the game, but he's super crafty along with other players, and it's a tougher one to pick up.
It's a really hard one to pick up. And you're right. Harden was the guy who kind of started this 10 years ago. And what makes it difficult is you, as a defender, you put up your arm bar, right? Like as a guy's driving, you do that to basically slow down his momentum without using your hands, without fouling him. So in the old days when you and I were playing, if you did that, you were kind of okay, right? You can ride the guy a little bit. But that's where the players really started to get clever, the offensive guy, where all of a sudden the off arm hooks up underneath there and you flail and it's automatically a foul on the defense. So really hard for the refs to see. I sometimes don't see it until I watch the tape later on. But I think the drawing of fouls, the foul chasing is something that has really become more prominent in the last decade or so than
Yeah.
previous eras. I don't know. Did you feel like that's what guys did back in our day, or not as much?
No, because it's all about fucking analytics now. I mean, that's part of analytics, going to the free throw line, getting layups, and shooting threes. So if that's good, like when I used to look at the box score, you would look at somebody's points and look at his shooting percentage, and they'll go, wow, it took him this many shots to get that many points. But you never really added in free throws. Like you never really thought about points in terms of efficiency back when we were playing. Now, that's the first thing I look at. I don't care what a guy shot, what percentage he shot. Like Russell Westbrook was great at this. He'd shoot 40% from the field, but he'd get 28 points on 19 shots. So that's great efficiency. Mm-hmm. So how do you do that? You hit threes, which Harden did, Westbrook didn't, and you get to the free throw line. So if you're Harden, you can shoot 38% from the field, 36 from three. If you get up enough threes, shoot 13 free throws a game, all of a sudden your shooting percentage sucks, but your efficiency skyrockets. So I think it's the world of efficiency where free throw mongering kind of blossomed, and people realize the more you get to the free throw line, the higher your efficiency is. The team likes that, and you get paid for that. So I think that's where it started.
Wow, analytics, Tolbert. I didn't. I think you're right, though. I think it is. You know, everybody teaches efficiency these days. Where do you want your shots to come from? Well, you know, the fewer and fewer mid-range shots. But then, like the sacrifice bunt, the mid-range shot comes back during the playoffs. You know?
Yes, it does.
It is interesting, but we've all gotten a lot smarter in terms of what's a good shot, what's a bad shot, and the free throw is what every team is searching for because it's such a high points per shot. I mean, you know, the average shooter now in the NBA shoots like a free throw shooter shoots, I think, about 78% or something. So. It's the shot everybody wants, you know, the layup, the three, the corner three, and the free throw. So I think you're probably right. It probably factors into that.
Well, it's interesting. I remember when I was playing and when I first started broadcasting, the stat that I looked at was field goal percentage, like against. Like, what was your field goal percentage against? And that was always a telling stat. But that didn't tell the entire story because it left out free throws. Now I don't even look at field goal percentage. I do look at field goal percentage against, I should say, but I look at points per shot. And the first stat I look at the end of the game is field goal attempts. Who got more field goal attempts? Yeah. Like that's to me is the most important stat because it lets you know who got turnovers, who got offensive rebounds, who got more shots, the better. So I'm not even concerned with percentage as much.
Yeah, well, the good news for our team is that we only have to look at one stat every night, and that's just turnovers. Like we're now 8-0 when we win the turnover battle, and we're 1-8 when we lose it. So pretty clear cut what's going to win and lose games for us. And you know, last night was a great example. We couldn't buy a shot in the first half. I think we started out 4 of 22 in the first quarter. We were taking care of the ball. And at the end of the first half, we're down like 4 points or something, even though we have a super low shooting percentage because, you know, we've committed like 5 fewer turnovers than Miami did. And we're right there. And you know, it's definitely a bigger number for us than it is for any team out there. But it's big for everybody these days. And for the reason you're talking about, the more field goal attempts you get up than your opponent, the better chance you have to win. But for us, it seems to be tied directly to turnovers.
So I've asked you this before, but I'll ask you again. How do you walk that line between making sure guys take care of the ball, but not taking away their creativity and their flow and all that kind of stuff? Because you don't want them to be so conscious of not turning it over that they turn into robots.
That's the sweet spot we're looking for. We found it last year after we traded for Jimmy. You know, over the last 30 games, we suddenly went to top 5 in the league in offense and defense. whereas we were in the middle of the pack in both before we got Jimmy. And I felt like it was directly tied to our turnovers. And so we were able to get the movement and the flow from Steph and Draymond, the stuff that we've been doing for 10 years. But then we got the ISO stuff with Jimmy where we'd get him the ball and we'd just get to our spots and let him create. And he's so good taking care of the ball that suddenly our ball security dramatically improved. And no coincidence, so did our offensive rating and our defensive rating, because we weren't turning it over, getting transition runs against us because of the turnovers. And so that's the balance we have to have and that we have to find in this homestand coming up, these next 5 games. I'm confident we can do it because we did it last year. But right now, too many guys are making too many mistakes. And some of it is on us as coaches, making sure our spacing and our execution is right. And then some of it is on the players just to make sound decisions.
How many times do you think, been a head coach now for over a decade, so you can kind of read between the lines when it comes to head coaches, no matter what sport. Now me and Steve love head coaching sound bites. They're the best, especially the old ones. But how many times do you think when a coach says at the podium, they lost, got their ass kicked, whatever, and says, look, we got to be better. The players have to be better. We got outplayed. We got out coached. We got out hustled. We got out there. How many times do you think coaches throw in we got out coached when they don't believe that? They think fucking, hey, these guys fucking suck, but I got to throw this in there because I'll look like an asshole if I don't throw this in there.
Kind of sounds like you're accusing me of that in this moment.
No, man. Nope. Well, it was kind of a workaround. I just wondered. No, not in this instance. Like if I wanted to accuse you, I just go, fucking Steve Bull, that's bullshit. You don't think you did anything wrong. But do you think of stuff like that when it comes to like when you watch coaches give press conferences, having given them yourself, do you think, yeah, that's bullshit?
Well, I sometimes I say, yeah, that's bullshit, but I also at the same time say, way to go, nice job, because the coach who goes up and says this is a player's fault, they got to do better, and doesn't actually acknowledge that he too has to do something.
Yeah,
that's not good either, Tom. Even if
I know.
Yeah, even if he can't think of whatever it is he needs to do, but in this case, I'm being dead serious. Like we're playing a little bit differently this year. We're trying to get to 5-out spacing. In the past, we've always played with 2 bigs. When you think about it, with Draymond at the 4, and whether it's Bogut or Zaza, JaVale McGee, or even the last few years with Loon, we've kind of played with 2 bigs, which changed. Our style, what we were trying to accomplish offensively was more screening, more half-court execution. Now we're trying to run into 5-out spacing where we're really spread out more. And so it is a little bit of an adjustment for our guys, and we've got to continue to teach the nuance and get comfortable with it.
Yeah.
So it actually is true. I'm not giving you the coach speak right now.
No, I know. And I've said this about you before. That's one of your biggest strengths is that you wear it on the chin during press conferences. And I appreciate coaches. I think that's what coaches should do. And then if you want to chew on a player, wear his ass out, do it in private. Yeah. Like, you don't need to do that in front of a microphone unless you just, it makes you feel like, I'll be honest, to me, if I hear a coach do that, it makes me think he seems smaller in stature in my mind for doing that. Cause he's like, taking some of the blame. And even if he's right, I don't care if you're right or not. You wear that shit. You're the head coach. You wear it. And then if you want to call your player to the mat, you want to call him out, do it in private. That's totally fine. I mean, that's what you should do. You're a coach. You got to get him to do the right thing, but not in public. That's just to me. You can't do that.
By the way, the new thing with the NFL where the camera is in the locker, the winning locker room.
Oh yeah,
it's fantastic. It really is fantastic. I'm enjoying it thoroughly. The giving out of the game balls. Sometimes the owner meanders in. You can see him kind of peering in from the background. Yeah. But the coaches are they're under some pressure now. They got to perform for the cameras in the post game locker room. I'm not sure I would like that.
Yeah. When you see the owners like peeking in, do you like instinctively just go, get the fuck out of there? What are you doing in there?
No, I don't, Tom. No, I don't. You do.
I played for the Clippers, Steve. So of course I did.
Yeah, you definitely did.
Of course, I played for the Clippers. We didn't have a lot of post-game celebrations either.
This is true. This is true.
We had champagne in our room, but it was more for our sorrows rather than celebrating.
To be fair, I mean, you had something to celebrate 20 times a year. So,
we did. Yeah. I mean, Steve, you got to stay in the moment. You just forget the losses.
Embrace each
there was
day.
There was a lot of yeah. So when it comes to turnovers, is that something over the course of your coaching career and even playing career? I mean, we're talking a quarter of a decade or a quarter of a century here. If guys have problems with turnovers or they don't, because I think with Jimmy Butler, I think this is how he's always played. I think this is who he is, and it doesn't come unnaturally to him to not turn this is just who he is and how he plays basketball. If you're the other way and you're just kind of naturally reckless and you're really good, but that's how you play, how much can you learn? How much can you take a guy who's naturally kind of a wild player and that's who they are and tone that down without tamping down some of the other good stuff?
It's a great point. I don't think you can change guys too much at this stage. And that's why lineup combinations are so important. It's one of the reasons we put Will Richard in the starting lineup a few games ago, because he's like Jimmy. He's like, 4 years of college, jump stops, two-hand chest passes, really fundamentally sound. Same with Al Horford. So adding those two guys to the rotation should really help. But you have to embrace the fact that Draymond and Steph are going to turn it over probably 6 times a game between them, and it's okay because they generate so much offense for them, for us, I should say. Steve Nash was a guy, in Phoenix, like 4 turnovers, 12 assists, and everybody's getting good looks all night. You can have those 4 turnovers, Steve.
Yeah.
No problem. But every player has to know who he is. So we have guys who they know they can't be turnover guys. Sorry.
Lulu.
Yeah, there.
Where's Lulu?
There's Lulu.
What the heck?
Yeah, we got Mabel and Lulu going at it. Mabel's our daughter's dog, so they're having a little fun tonight.
Now, I told Steve this is absolutely incredible that Steve and his family have a Lulu and a Mabel. I had a Lulu and a Maybelle, which is just insane to think. And ours were Boston Terriers. So the same breed was Lulu and Mabel. And then you have 2 of the same breed. That's right. Lulu and Mabel. So it's basically the same thing. That's wild.
Pretty random.
So they love to get in there and just roughhouse. They
romp all day. We call it we call it Camp Margsy for my wife Margot. So so my daughter Maddie, she and her husband Francis, they both work during the day, so they frequently just drop Mabel over at our house. And then Mabel,
and you love it.
I love it. Margot and I both love it. But we call it Camp Margsy because treats all day long, and and nothing but roughhousing with Mabel and Lulu. And in fact, by the end of the day, when Maddie and Francis come and pick Mabel up, Mabel doesn't want to leave. She loves Camp Margsy so much.
Did she love Camp Margsy?
It's pretty nice. Camp Margsy's pretty nice, I got to tell you.
Now, how's Nick's dog doing? Little Frenchie,
Nellie. Yeah, Nellie's
Nellie.
Good. Yeah,
Nellie, because Nellie used to play with Lulu all the time, right?
Nellie and Lulu are good pals, and they're frequently together. And now all 3 dogs are often together because Nick and Maddie live right next door to each other and about a mile from us.
Great.
We're lucky. We're so lucky
God.
to have them nearby, and all 3 dogs, and it's blissful. It really is.
I'm sure things would have worked out just the same if you would have gone to New York, take the Knicks job.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Other than being fired a year and a half.
All right. Last thing. Let me ask you. So practice. You said this will be big. You guys will get 3 practices, and during the season, there's not a lot of practices. So what do you try to accomplish during practice time in the season?
Well, it kind of depends on what's happening, at that point in the year. But what we'll be doing, this coming next week, when we actually do have these practices, is focusing on all the reasons for our turnovers. And that means some fundamental stuff, jump stops and passing through, just the reminder of why fundamental, 2-hand chest passes are so much better than one hand off the dribble. And then our spacing and our cutting, the more patterned we can become with our spacing and cutting, the more comfortable our guys should be with the decision making. That sometimes goes awry. Sometimes when we're scattered and we're in random and our spacing isn't good, maybe a guy doesn't have an outlet and that leads to the turnover. And so those are the kinds of things that we'll be working on next week.
How you doing, by the way, as a fantasy league manager this year? How's your fantasy team?
Just middle of the road, Tom. It's scoop of chocolate, scoop of vanilla, nothing special.
Well, I got a scoop of shit with extra shit on that, and then a cherry shit.
Wow,
fucking this a piece.
Bad, huh?
I'm 1-9.
Ooh, that's bad.
Yeah, ooh. If you were on my team and you play for a team in New York, you got hurt.
Yeah,
I had Malik Neighbors hurt. I had Scattaboo hurt. Garrett Wilson hurt. Jackson Dart concussion. Like everybody, I'm like, these guys that I keep picking up in New York, I keep getting them hurt. So it sucks. We got 4 weeks left and I'm out. I'm done.
You're already done.
I can't even. And people are like, "Hey, you want to trade?" I'm like, "No, that's not fair. I can't trade with anybody. That's just what do I trade you for? Like, I got nothing. My season sucks. So at least the only thing, although Weston told me last night, we didn't agree on one of those stupid, if you finish last, you have to do something crazy, do you? And he goes, yeah, we did. I'm like, no, wait. No, we didn't. He goes, yeah, you got to do one of those Travis Kelce photo shoots where you dress up in crazy outfits. I go, my ass, you do. I ain't doing that crap. You kidding me?
Did he make that up or was that a real thing?
I'm hoping he made it up. I'm hoping I didn't agree to it somehow, and then I forgot about it, because that would not be cool.
Well, what would be that? What would be better, that or relegation?
Where am I going to get relegated to? A different league, like that people don't know me? Hey, I'm Tom. I'm in your league now.
Relegated to nothing. Relegated to not playing in the league.
Oh, great! Even better. It's like I just dropped into a black hole. I'm gone. I just vanished. Look, relegation is one of the greatest things ever. I wholeheartedly agree with relegation. We just don't have enough teams over here to relegate teams to. I mean, maybe one day we will, but it's like I don't see it happening for a long, long time. For one, I don't see owners agreeing to it.
No way.
But and over in Europe, right? Over in England, you got 400 soccer teams, and they all got their tiers. So I think you got the Premier League, and I think then it's a Champions League or Championship League after that. And the Championship League's pretty close to the bottom 3 of the Premier League, but they're not getting anywhere near the top 5 in the Premier League. So I love it.
They also only have, England is a small country. So, you got, I think, a million different towns that can actually, small cities that could actually host a Premier League game.
Yep.
Can you imagine if somebody in the NBA got relegated and, the team that rose up was Sioux City from the. How would that work? I mean,
yes,
pretty
Sioux
sure
City with
a
a capacity of 5,000.
Yeah. Rio Grande Valley from the G League. I don't think it would work, but I kind of do like the idea of whatever we can do in the NBA to encourage winning and to incentivize staying out of the bottom, few teams.
Yeah.
Because we do, even as hard as we try, we do incentivize teams to, take a few years. And I mean, look at OKC. I mean, they're where they are right now. They're on top of the world, but they were kind of at the bottom for a few years and embraced it and got a bunch of high picks and nailed all those picks, and now they're killing it. So you can't actually tell a franchise, hey, don't do what OKC did, because it worked. Problem is, it doesn't always work. It's just But you get
what do you think of this? What do you think of a kind of a tiered structure where the top, I don't know, 4 teams in the league, 6 teams in the league, whatever it is, get an extra X amount of money on the salary cap for the following year? Like, you can spend, let's say you finish with the best record in the league, you can spend an extra 10 million next year, and then 8 million for second place, 6 million for third place. Kind of like a FedEx Cup type deal where, you know what? We're going to grind until the very end. Now, I don't know if you want to take money away from the shittiest teams, because they'll just continue being shitty. But how about the following year? I mean, I'm getting really, this would be a mess at the league office, but what about the following year you get 38 home games instead of 41 home games? Like, if you finish last in the league, you get docked home games. So that hits the owner in the pocketbook. Right, it gives you, it kind of gives, I mean, it's a competitive imbalance for you to get fewer home games. Like, just something. Something, because they're not getting rid of the draft. I know people, I hate when that article comes out every 3 or 4 years. Hey, abolish the draft. Not fucking getting rid of the draft. Not going to happen. It's a moneymaker. Anything that makes money is not going to go bye-bye. It's not. But
what if you couldn't get the first pick if you were in the, the last 5 spots or something, or, what I know right now we have these tiered odds as to, for the teams that can win the lottery and who can't win the lottery.
Yeah.
What if you incentivize teams to actually finish higher than the last spot or in the last 3 spots, make it like penalize teams by or like if you have the worst record for certain number of years, you're ineligible for. I don't know. There's just got to be a way to make every team want to win every game, as opposed to what we have now, where there's always a few teams in the league. Like I'm saying, it makes perfect sense for them to do so, but there's always a few teams that are just in a terrible spot, and they go, all right, well, let's just try to hit the lottery this year.
Well, look, Utah did it for 2 straight years during the regular season. They didn't try to win. I just thought of something that may be interesting, since we like our play-in games. I actually hate it, but it draws good ratings, so whatever. What about, and this would be kind of like the relegation at the end of the year, where those games are almost as interesting as the games that try to get to the Champions League. Like, oh God, this is to stay. They got to win this to stay in the league. Like, now that's pressure. That's pressure. What if we take the bottom 4 teams and we do like like 32 against 29 and 31 versus 30, and the winner of that little mini tournament wins the lottery and they get first pick, and then so on and so forth. So if you lose 2 games, you're going to get the 4th pick, and if you make it to the finals and lose, you'll get the 2nd pick. So it'll be entertaining. Teams will be trying their ass off to get the first pick. And I think that might be something that might work.
What about the team that finishes with the 5th worst record? Aren't they tanking to get into the bottom 4 to be in the tournament?
Well, goddamn, I can't cover everything.
Well, you might want to think about the repercussions of your program rather than just throw it out. You can't just throw a bunch of shit at the wall and hope it sticks, Tom. I mean,
okay, top 6, then 7 will want to get in. I mean, there's always going to be something, unless you just say, let's take the teams that didn't make the playoffs and do it.
All right, I got a new one. New one for you. If you make the playoffs, there's 30 teams. There's 30 teams. If you make the playoffs, there's tremendous financial incentive from the league to make the playoffs. Okay. But even if you get to the first round and you lose, you make a bunch of money from the league, and so that every owner is going to tell their coach and their GM, we got to be in the playoffs. Okay. The 14 teams that don't make the playoffs all have the exact odds of. It's just a complete random lottery, 1 through 14. Doesn't matter how many games you win, how many games you lose. You don't get the financial incentive to get to the playoffs. But if you don't make it, you got just as good of a chance to get the first pick, whether you have the 14th best record or the best record amongst those teams. Something like that. I don't know.
I could go with that. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Right. And I'm glad you straightened me out, because I said 32. I was in NFL mode. 32 teams NFL.
I didn't want to call you out. I just felt like there's no.
I like how you did it though, but you did it subtly. There's 30. You go there. So there's 30. There's 30 teams in the NBA. You kind of said it and moved on, but you knew I'd pick up on it, which I'd say I did pick up on it. You didn't go, Tom. There's fucking 30, not 32. No, Jack.
But that's what I was saying inside.
Yeah. Fuck you.
All right, it's time for dinner, Tom. I'm out of here.
It's time for dinner. Oh, and bear down, by the way.
Bear down. That was a hell of a win. That was
bear down nice. Last night. What do we have for dinner tonight?
Margot's making something that smells excellent, so I'm not sure yet. I got to go downstairs and find out.
Go downstairs. Tell everybody I said hi.
All right. See you, Tommy.
See you, Stevie. All right. Thanks a lot. What a jerk off. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the answer is. I wouldn't mind that. The teams that don't make the playoffs are all thrown into a tumbler, and you pick one out, and that's who wins the lottery. I don't know that I'd mind that. Before we go, God, this fire is, it is nice. It looks good too. I kind of need to face it a little bit more. I kind of got the dark. It's the dark half of the moon right here from this side on. Yeah. Anyway, we're about 3 weeks into the college football playoff rankings now. And I just thought I'd show it because we're getting toward the end of the season. We got about a week left. Next week is the week, I think, the week before championship week. That's where you get Ohio State and Michigan and Georgia and Georgia Tech and Alabama and Auburn and all those games. So this is where it stands right now. So you got 8-9 Notre Dame OU, Green Wave. They'd be your Power 5 representative versus Texas Tech, Alabama, Oregon, and then the U, Miami and Ole Miss. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. That looks right. That looks about right. I'm not sure that I'd have Notre Dame ahead of Miami since Miami beat Notre Dame. I know the commissioner. I can't remember the guy's name. Hunter. Or I can't remember his name. He's kind of a doof. Trying to explain why Notre Dame and was ahead of Miami, that they weren't in the same tiers. If they're in the same tiers, head-to-head matters. But they're not in the same tiers, so head-to-head doesn't matter, whatever the fuck that means. So, but, I mean, just looking at it, that looks about right. I don't know if there's a team in there that I look at and go, they don't belong. I know Miami's lost 2 games. Lost to, God, who was it? Louisville and What am I blanking on? Yeah, that would be a good that would be a good one. The Indiana getting an Alabama Oregon be the best first round game. That'd be a fantastic game. And then Indiana, yeah, I would look forward to that. Pop it up there for me, Ogden. Who Miami lost to? I know it was Louisville, but I can't remember the other team they lost to. Was it? Wasn't them? Nope. Not coming up with it. But Notre Dame's lost 2 games, but they lost to A&M, who was 3, and Miami, who's 11. So not bad losses, but did they have good wins? Notre Dame beat USC. Is there another good win in there? And that's the thing that this comes down to. What do you believe in? Do you believe in waiting bad losses or waiting good wins? Like, what means more? The wins to me mean more because that means your upside. Where's your SMU? That's right. Thank you, Benz. Remember, I think I had Miami that game, laying 10. Oops. Worked out well for me. Gotta love it when you lay 10 and lose outright. Never even in the ball game. But thank you. I appreciate that. That's right. It was smooth. So I mean, definitely Miami has the worst losses, having lost to Louisville and SMU. Notre Dame doesn't have bad losses, but Miami has better wins in that it beat, well, Notre Dame. Notre Dame lost to Miami. So I don't know. I don't know how they do it. Like I would have Miami probably ahead of Notre Dame, not just because it's head to head. Like if Notre Dame had one more win that was really good win, then I'd say okay, I could see putting Notre Dame ahead. Not that Notre Dame's loving it, because if these rankings are correct, they would have to play Ohio State, who it's a weird year this year. It kind of reminds me of the NFL. I'm not sure there's a team out there that I look at and say that team is clearly the favorite to win. Ohio State's the best team. They got the best defense. Sand's been playing really good. We know their receivers are incredible, Smith and Lake and all those dudes. But who have they played? Texas? See Texas on this list? I don't. Penn State, when Penn State was hobbled without a quarterback? No. I don't really see anybody on Ohio State's schedule that I look at and say, wow, that was a big-time win. We'll see if they can get by Michigan. If they do, they'll play Indiana. But Indiana and Ohio State, how motivated are they going to be? I mean, they'll be motivated to get the number 1 seed, I guess. But is it a huge deal? Like if I'm number 4 and I get to play Texas Tech, or I play Notre Dame, or I play Oregon or Bama, or Ole Miss, or I mean, none of it's super easy this year. Like I don't think there's a team out there I go, that's the team. I mean, Alabama's going to get in because they'll beat Auburn, and then I think they still might play in the SEC championship game. I don't know who the SEC champion game is going to be. Maybe Alabama A&M. I'm thinking, although I don't know the tiebreaker between Alabama, Ole Miss, and Georgia, where like they beat them and then they beat them and then they beat them and then whatever. And so you got Georgia, A&M, Alabama, and Ole Miss from the SEC, Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana, Big Ten, Notre Dame Independent. Oh, Oklahoma SEC too. God dang. They're going to have half the damn teams in the – more than half. Yeah, half the teams are going to be SEC teams. Texas Tech's pretty good. Be curious to see how they do. They should get by the green wave. See how they do against Georgia. But so there's the brackets. I don't really have a quarrel with them that much. I mean, I could quarrel with the seedings, I guess, if I want to. But that looks fine. Why am I a Notre Dame hater? Why? You tell me why you think I'm a Notre Dame hater. I mean, I am a Notre Dame hater, but why do you think I'm a Notre Dame hater? Yeah, I mean, fuck Notre Dame. Yeah, I don't like Notre Dame. I don't like Notre Dame at all. You tell Fitz I said that. I don't care. I was an SC guy growing up. And guess what? I don't like SC anymore either. I don't really like anybody. I like Arizona. Bear down. Where are they? Oh, they're not in there. Damn. I guess they're going to go to a bowl game. Although, nice win by my Wildcats against UConn last night on the hardwood. Yeah, you're right. But I am. Yeah, I'm a Notre Dame hater. I'll own that. I don't mind owning that. I don't mind owning that at all. So I don't like if I'm rooting for someone to win this based on teams that I like. See, there you go. Fuck Notre Dame. We're like fucking Notre Dame. Now this one you'll be like, oh well, fucking great. But there's two teams. Is there any team not in this bracket that could make the playoffs? God, I'm trying to think who else could pop in there. I mean, it'd probably be replacing Tulane, maybe James Madison. I mean, Oregon could get if Oregon loses. I'm trying to think who could be in there instead of Oregon. I mean, I guess if Texas wins against A&M, maybe they could sneak in there. But if Oregon loses one of their next two, they could probably be out. They got SC and Washington coming up. Alabama's got a Scrubino this weekend, and then Auburn coming up. So I'm looking. Notre Dame, Miami have the same record. Miami has a head-to-head win, but they're ranked lower. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's a Notre Dame bias, but I don't know. I don't know how they look at it. I just think it's kind of dumb, to be honest with you. But they look at losses. They're looking at Notre Dame's losses as really good losses, like no big deal. Who'd they lose to? A&M? Well, we got them 3. Miami? We got them 11. Who'd Miami lose to? Louisville? Don't see them. SMU? Don't see them. So I personally, I just think that's looking at it backwards. I want to look at how high your high is. Who are you good enough to beat? Who are you bad enough to lose to? I want to know who you're good enough to beat. Well, Miami's good enough to beat Notre Dame, who's 2 spots ahead of them. I'll be honest. I'd rather be Miami because then I got to play Ole Miss. Not easy. You never know what's going to happen with Lane Kiffin. Is Lane Kiffin going to stay at Ole Miss? Is he going to go to Florida? Don't know. But I'd rather play Ole Miss with or without Lane Kiffin, and then A&M than Oklahoma. It was going to be easier to play than Ole Miss probably, and then Ohio State. Because whoever plays that second round game's probably going to be a double-digit underdog, I'm assuming. Let me see how close I can make lines on these. Oklahoma, Notre Dame. I make Oklahoma or Notre Dame probably 4. 3.5, 4, 4.5, somewhere around there. Texas Tech, Tulane, that one I'll probably get wrong, but that one I'll probably make around 9, 10. Alabama, Oregon. Whew. Oh, that's close. That's a good one. Oh man, I'll make How about I'll make Bama like 2. And then Ole Miss, Miami. I'll make Ole Miss like 4. 4 there, 3.5, 4, something like that. But yeah, I don't know who's going to come in. Who's another? Is there a Big Ten team we're missing? Because we got 3 Big Ten teams right now. But what if Oregon doesn't go? Is another Big Ten team going to jump in there and take their spot? Like, I think Utah might be pretty interesting, but I don't think they can jump BYU in their own division. So this is so much better than the BCS, like 2 games or 4 games. It's just so much. It may not make a difference, but I think this year is actually pretty open. Wouldn't surprise me at all if you had a couple upsets this year, which is the same way I feel about the NFL. I feel the same way about the NFL this year. Like, the top teams in the NFL don't blow me away. I don't look at that and say, oh, they're going to win 2 games to go to the Super Bowl. I just feel it's really different this year. So anyway, all right, take some comments if you want. Just so we throw that up there. Maybe we'll throw it up in a couple weeks. See where it's at when we get the final, and then kind of go over it a little bit. I think might have Dave Fleming on before the playoffs happen. Get him over here, talk some college football. We'll have him over here at night, drink some beers, do the fire pit. It's good stuff. Get my Christmas lights up too. That'd be nice. And so I do want to thank our sponsor, Fieldwork. Barry Braden over at Fieldwork, one of the owners over there. The official non-alcoholic craft beer of the San Jose Sharks. If Tyler Toffoli scores, that's it, just scores. Registers a point. Doesn't need. Let me rephrase that. Doesn't need to score, just registers a point, which is goal or assist. Going to Fieldwork the next day, get 50% off your beverage of choice. That's simple. And when you go enjoy a game down at the tank, grab yourself some Fieldwork non-alcoholic, or you can grab Pulp is there. Next time I go to the tank, which I'm going in a few weeks, I'll have to find out exactly what Fieldwork beverages they have lined up. I'll be going with Barry and my buddy Berg. You're going to be going with me too. So I'm going to go see. I think they're taking on the Flames that night. I haven't been to a Sharks game this year, so that'll be kind of fun to head down to the tank. So if you're going to go down there and grab a beer, grab a Fieldwork. Official non-alcoholic beer of the San Jose Sharks. Do you like the Christmas inflatables? Not a huge inflatable guy. My family's starting to get into the inflatables a little bit. They looked okay. We had them up for Halloween, like the ghosts. Halloween's one thing. I don't know. Kind of a traditionalist when it comes to Christmas. I just want the lights and the peg lights I could stick in that has all, the light. And so anyway, I mean, they're okay. They're okay. I have a couple of them. But I don't want to go crazy on inflatables. I just, like, some houses have like 10 inflatables. A little bit of lights, inflatables, then you're good. Not a lot of effort inflatables, right? You just plug them in and go. Although we had inflatables for Halloween, one of the damn ghosts blew a tire. Nothing sadder than just watching a damn ghost deflate right in front. Like, wow. I was like, ah. So we had to take that bad boy down. But I got to get out here this weekend and start putting up some stuff because I don't want to do it all in one weekend. So I'll get out here this week, put up some lights. Again, by maybe not next week, but the following week for sure, I want to have some Christmas lights out here. I want to have Christmas lights under the canopy. So it just feels like Christmas when I'm doing the show. Well, if I'm going to do the show outside, I want to have some Christmas lights out here. They just bring the spirit, the holiday spirit, onto the screen. So, but I do like decorating. I get that from my mom. My mom loved decorating and loved making stuff for Christmas, putting it around the house, the lights, and I just kind of built on that. And I used to put all kinds of decorations around the house, build the little villages had the villages up and everything, the fake snow that you'd put on the coffee table, and then set the little figurines and the houses and all that kind of stuff on the table. I love to get my Christmas tree the first of the month. That way I get it for a whole month. I just love turning off all the lights. One of my favorite things all year. Turn off all the lights downstairs. The only lights on are the Christmas tree and the fireplace. I just love it. And then I have like a bowl game on, like some stupid, inconsequential bowl game on that I have a bet on. But that's not really the point. It does enhance my viewing pleasure, but it's just cool. Brings back memories of losing money for me, which is I like that. Don't tell anybody else I said that, especially the family. They're gonna be like, "Really? You like that? Those are your fondest memories of Christmas, like losing money with the glow of the Christmas tree?" I mean, some people have different memories. I mean, we all have different memories than others, I guess, but no. But I do love just sitting down watching TV, fireplace, and the lights. So I try to get the Christmas tree for as long as I can. And I'm going to try to get that probably the Monday after Thanksgiving. And then we'll be up. And again, next week, and I should say this too. I'm not sure we're going to do next week as far as the show. I think we'll do a show. For sure, we'll do a show Tuesday. We may go Tuesday, Wednesday, and then call it a week. Maybe we'll have Dennis on, or maybe we'll try to get Chad Millman on to go over we should try to get on. We try to get on Phil Steele. He always does a lot of stuff around Thanksgiving, and we haven't had him on this year. And I've had him on forever. I love Phil, but it'd be fun to have somebody to go over all of the football before we head into the weekend, because there's tons of football. So, but we'll definitely do Tuesday with Brent. Brent Jones will be on Tuesday. We won't do a show Monday because I have a Warrior game Monday. And I don't think Bergie wants to wait until 11 o'clock. Come over here at 11, do a post-game show, post-game Warriors and post-game Niners. So no Niner game. I think the rest of the year, though, we'll have post-game shows. We might not have one after the Lions game. That's a Monday night game. But I think we'll have them. Even if the Warriors play, I might take a day off because they don't mind if I take a day off here and there. But we might do like playoff games. If the Warriors play, may take a day off and just watch the game and then come out here and do a post-game show at the end of the evening. Do like a playoff wrap-up if you guys would like something like that. Get the fireplace roaring, get the fountain going, beers cracking, and I'm gonna try to be out here all winter. I may put on some pants. You won't know it. Right now, I don't even have shorts on. I just have underwear on. So, and I can do that because you can't see me. So I'm good to go. Anyway, do we have any? I like the framing tonight. I didn't even do it on purpose, but I like got the trees. Tree there. I like it. So get the fire raging. Got any comments? Any more comments? We'll take them. Then I'm going to go eat. I got some jambalaya coming. I think it already came. So it's in there waiting for me. Probably getting cold. So if we got any comments, throw them up there. If you happen to be out and about and want a stocking stuffer, stop by Fieldwork. Grab some beer. Grab a 4-pack for somebody. Or if you're here's a better idea. If you're going to a party, everyone goes to holiday parties. And you're like, what should we get? We get wine. You get wine, of course. Maybe it's wine. Grab some Fieldwork. Grab a couple 4-packs. Mix them up. Mix some 4-packs up. Bring them over to the party. Maybe the hit of the party. Be not, or maybe there's people over there that don't even drink alcohol. Get a 4-pack of non-alcoholic, 4-pack of pulp, or whatever you like. Good stuff. I like that. So, all right, going to get out of here. I'm going to go watch a football game. I'm going to give Max and Daniel and give you guys a 10-second countdown. If we have any comments, if we don't, we'll call it a show and be back with you, I guess, tomorrow. Today Thursday? It is Thursday, isn't it? Yeah, so we'll do it tomorrow. Probably 1, but I got a game tomorrow. So probably get out of here around. That'll give me plenty of time to get out of here and get over to the arena. So I will see you guys tomorrow. But again, for the upcoming Thanksgiving week, probably we'll do Tuesday for sure. After that, it's kind of up in the air, but we'll figure it out. If we do one show next week, we do one show next week. It's the beauty of doing a show on YouTube. You can do one show a week if you want. You don't have to continue on. So we're good to go. All right, everybody, have a great evening. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the game, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. See ya.